All right, y'all. So let's talk about this. So, as you can see, tragic things happen. So, you have this family that is no longer simply because people decide that taking your life is important. Um, that sound we hear, it's not cool when real life happens and you hear that and somebody's gone over nothing. So this guy, Kenneth Singleton, on May 4th of this year, had his life taken at a pool tournament in Philadelphia. Now, what makes that even worse, and especially for a parent who's still here to outlive their sons and daughters, is his brother Brandon Dixon was also murdered May 9th of 2022. Now, it doesn't say the article that I saw, it didn't specify if they were both murdered in a tournament, a pool tournament, but it does specify that 4 years apart, they both were murdered during the month of May. So one on the 4th, which was just this couple of week, last week, and the other 4 years ago on May the 9th. You see, the thing about this life that we live, is what I always tell people, man. It's like we have way too many people that make excuses for bad people. And nobody knows how to say no anymore. Nobody knows how to shut down stupidity. Let me tell you guys something. I watched the video this morning, and it was some guy, I don't know who he is, don't remember his name or whatever he called himself. I wasn't looking for the video, but this guy starts talking, and I'm gonna cut deeper with this as well. He starts talking. He says why he doesn't listen to rap music anymore, and he went on to not only talk about how the music is trash and it's poison, but how it's deliberate. And there's the enemy against black people who want this poison. They don't want us to hear anything, see anything, or be a part of anything educational, anything that will bring unity amongst us. They don't want to see us unite, become educated, become more educated, to be able to survive and know how to raise our kids. They don't want that. You know, me and one of my cousins was talking yesterday, and we both agreed the same thing. We said if 50 Cent was to start doing something that benefits our people, if 50 Cent started to do things that pretty much put us in a position to where his influence was to cause people to start to really use their heads, the same people right now that's giving him this freedom to just keep going after black people, yeah, they would turn on him. They don't want any of that. If you notice, you know, when I go back to when Mike Epps made this comment a couple of months ago about no matter how much money you have, no matter how much star power you have, if you're black, the only person that you have any real authority over is somebody else black, right? And I saw something with Mike Epps, him and some other, I guess it's another comedian, like the other week, where they had some little midget guy, and he was basically doing a bunch of silly stuff, and he had like this one little, remember how Mike Epps always make the joke about this crippled guy he called Chicken Wing or something. So this guy had his little crippled arm, and he was doing all types of stuff. They just sitting there cracking up, laughing, making fun of this guy. And I looked and I said, wow. So I guess that when he named his stand-up comedy, I'm about to sell out, I guess when he made that comment about the only people you have authority over is other black people, well, I wouldn't use the term authority, but bottom line is you can disrespect other black people and not get canceled. You understand? Not have anybody come after you from the other side. Pretty much. And I'm like, yeah, typical stuff, right? Well, let's shoot down that mentality. We have to shoot that down. Let me say about these guys. I don't know Kenneth Singleton. I don't know, the brother Brandon Dixon. But the mom is speaking about how she feels having her sons taken away. I don't know if they were street dudes. I don't know if they were strong, intelligent black men. If they were I'm a nigga, I'm a street nigga. I don't know. Black people are losing their lives on a regular basis to other black people. And when I tell you, you need to separate yourself from the so-called nigga and stand up as a man. Stop being a bad bitch and be a woman. Y'all don't understand that? That's because you have that mindset. You are of that mindset. And it's going to take some tragic, unfortunately, some tragic turn of events to happen before you can realize, damn, this dude Aries know what he's talking about. This is one of the things that I always pay attention to in life. And that's how people will always cling to what's popular. Even if it's something stupid, even if it's something that they don't condone. I give you an example of something. Let's say in your house, right, you say nobody wears shoes. Like in my house, we don't walk around with our boots and sneakers on. We got to welcome at every door. So whatever door we come in, your shoes go off on the welcome mat. We throw our house shoes on the way. We don't walk around the floor with all the germs and nasty stuff outside that we didn't brought in here. Anyways, now let's say you're telling everybody in the house, listen, there's a rule in the house. Nobody walks around with their shoes on. You don't know what you're tracking in this house, blah, 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 right? But then you let company come over, everybody coming in, walking around, they nasty shoes on, but it's okay. Nah, man, let me tell you something. House rules are house rules. And if people can't respect your rules, then they can't come in your house. That's how I live. It's simple. I don't go in nobody's house. I don't disrespect people. Unless you give me a reason to be disrespectful, what I'll do is just cut you off so I don't end up, having the ER have to come pick you up or something. Bottom line, but at the end of the day, and that's the thing, separate yourself from stupidity. People in your house will look at you like you're a hypocrite. You get mad at us because we walking around with shoes on, or it could be a thing when you left something in the house, you went out to your car, and you can't, well, I'll tell you about walking around with them shoes on, right? But you get people coming in, let me tell you something. When people come to do work on his house, they come to do anything, they put them little slip covers on their shoes. I have them in the closet in case they don't have their own, because you're not tracking that stuff in my house. You understand what I mean? So we don't work hard to get our house built and do all this stuff just to have people destroy it. So you have to have the rules you live by is not to stroke your ego. It's not to try to prove anything to anybody. All you're doing is trying to be, safe. And that's, we don't walk around here with boots and shoes on from outside. No, we don't do that. Now, this same thing happens out in the streets. When nobody wants to be held accountable for what they do. I told you, these so-called OGs, these so-called big homies. How you a big homie? And all you do is sit back and watch these young dudes run around buck wild doing whatever they want. And you sit back like, yo, when I was that age, so I was the same way. I ain't want nobody tell me what to do, so, they got to go out and, And when people say, yeah, but it's not just hip-hop. No, it is hip-hop. Do fights break out at these rock concerts and stuff and all, hockey games and all? Oh, absolutely. But you do not see every week, every other week, here comes some white rapper, some white country singer, some rock and roll guy who, not even white rappers, you do not see it. They're not losing their lives. They're not running around taking each other's lives. Black people are. In fact, there's no other form of music on the face of this earth where these companies are taking out insurance on their artists. Just rap music. There's no other form of music on this earth where you got people talking about when you come out to my city, you got to check in and all. Nope, just black people. So now, again, when I say what I say, are you a black man or are you a nigga? Are you a black woman or are you a baddie nigga bitch? Which are you? Which one are you? So I don't know what their involvement was. I don't know them. So I don't know what kind of people they are. You understand? I don't. A lot of times the parents don't know things about their sons and daughters in front of you, and because you brought them into this world, they can do no wrong. But you don't know who they're around, what they're doing, their attitudes, their temper. You don't know what type of people they are. They could have been the bad apples in this situation, right? I don't know. And this is my thing is I see people do things, right? I know that that's not going to go the right way. At some point, what they're doing is going to backfire. And it always does. It's just common sense. There's no magic in the air. I don't close my eyes and I hear voices and get vision. No, it's called, listen, it's two words. It's called common sense. And I tell people all the time, man, listen, when you find yourself in bad situations, you find yourself in the wrong places, man. This is why I tell people, nobody dictates what I do and how I do it. I know people that like to go out, hang out in different places, and they will always go somewhere where the worst things are going to happen. And what's really disgusting about black people is truthfully, you cannot put too many black people in the same area without something happening. Because all you got to do is just be from a different part of town. And all of a sudden, beef, here goes something stupid happening. Then you got these grown men that's grandfathers and great-great-grandfathers, and they're walking around still trying to be street, still trying to prove I'm that same nigga. I don't know what happened in this situation. I truly don't. But I'm going to tell you right now, for everything that I see on the news, or the things I read and see all the time, it really hits you hard inside. It's so consistent. And it's us doing it to each other. Your enemies sit back and look and say, we don't have to do nothing to these niggas. Look at what they do to each other. They're doing our dirty work for us. A sellout is a sellout. I caught a glimpse of Tekashi 6ix9ine talking to Vlad, right? And he asked the question, how am I a rat but 50 Cent's not a rat? Didn't I say this to y'all last year before? And especially more recently, where here's a guy that does nothing but attack black people. See, back in the day, they had a guy called the Iceman. The Iceman, they say, killed over 350 people, something like that. He poisoned people. He would go in restaurants and, just get this itch where, there's somebody got up and go to the bathroom, walk by, put some poison in their drink or something, acids, cyanide, just shit that he did. Killed people for no reason. And he sat there in front of the camera on an interview while he was in jail and said if he could do it all over again, he'd have killed 350 more people. Oh yeah, all this kind of stuff. Now, why 50 Cent and his team don't make videos about people like him? We're not glorifying these people. In fact, somebody wanted to make a comic book after this guy. And they shot that down back in the day. Somebody come up with that idea now, they might be like, oh yeah, why not? No, because if you're going to do this is not to glorify what he did. This is not to make a hero out of him. This is to shoot down what this disgusting human being did. But see, 50 Cent knows if he starts doing that, then it's like, hey, you can't say, hey, he's not black. What are you doing? Oh, he knows that. He knows that. Everything that we see is just the same things. This rapper did this. This black comedian did that. This comedian walked off the show. This comedian fired shots at this guy. This comedian don't like this comedian. This actor don't like this actor. It's always a black thing. Y'all really don't understand, y'all a bunch of circus monkeys, that these racist people sit up and look at y'all and just shake their head, but laughing. They're happy. They're not shaking their head for the same reason I'm shaking mine. They're looking at you like, look at these stupid, dumb niggas. That's what they're looking at. Look at these stupid, dumb niggas. Look at what they do to each other. I done seen white people come on videos all over TikTok and Instagram going, I don't understand what's wrong with you guys. You see how white people are saying this. You see how white people treat you, and you still won't get it together. Like, there's nothing that can happen that will make black people unite and stand together. You guys will kill each other over a 99-cent bandana. I've been saying that forever. You guys will kill each other because you're from two different parts of town, and you already live in a piss poor neighborhood and got nothing going on. That's why y'all steal cars and kill each other and gangbang. But think about what would happen if you would use that energy in your brain. Use your brain power to make some good. You don't think you can you? Let me give you an example of something, right? I can remember I was in the South visiting some family. And I can remember this lady and this guy. They said, we're going to teach y'all something today, right? They said, this is very important. You never know what's going to happen in life, right? They said, the weather out here, this was in Dublin, Georgia. They said, the weather out here is always nice. The coldest it get out here is like 66, between 65 to 68 degrees. It never really drops below that, you know? Say, so that means all year round, you can grow food. He said, you never know how tight things are going to get. You never know what's going to happen economically where you get older, you have families, you can always grow food. You can always plant your own food and grow your own food. Say, you might, end up being able to get a deal with some of these markets or something where you can sell things. He says, so if you don't have livestock, you don't own chickens, you don't own cows and all these, you still can grow your own vegetables and fruits, right? So they took these kids, they just taught them simply how to plant food, taught them how to treat it, how to, water it and all that, right? And basically they planted cucumbers, tomatoes, squash, lettuce, corn, and a bunch of stuff that they planted. And they taught them how to do it, how deep to dig, all that kind of stuff. They showed them how to do all of these things. Now, this is not no classroom. This is not no organization, no machine behind the person. This was just people in the neighborhood, a man and a woman that decided these kids need to learn how to do certain things. They'll take pride in that. And what they basically did was got permission from the parents. Like, if you don't mind, if we could, they was giving people stuff. They was giving them these seeds of planting stuff, and the thing about a lot of the Southerners, especially if you were born and raised down there, they already know how to do it. So even if they don't have it, a garden where they are, yeah, they was showing people how to make gardens and all that. And, showing them how, just in case, you never know, because you always have food to eat. They planted 2 apple trees, a couple other things, a pear tree, a couple other things they planted, but they showed them that. And then on this property that they had, this is their property, but they're showing them because they want these kids to learn and have something to focus on, have something educational. This town that I was in, I can remember this neighborhood, they used to do puppet shows and all kind of stuff because there was really nothing to do in that town. And so it's like, we do this so we can help people in our community to have something to look forward to. They had people like, they would do puppet shows. They would have comedic type stuff. Always something with a good vibe. Now, most people over there, they always got to do something that is religious. This was the first time I met somebody from the South that opened up and said, a black couple, they said, it's not about religion. It's not about a belief. It's about real life and what pertains to us. And I was so glad to hear them say that, because this is what most black people raise their kids on, hopes and dreams, and ask God for guidance. That used to happen to my father. Me and my cousin was talking about this yesterday, and my cousin was saying, he said on my side of things, and like for what he was saying about like his father and how he did certain things, and how my father did things, and like what we actually learned from them. But like I told him, I said, no, the ass whoopings wasn't necessarily necessary, because I said, you know what our parents failed to do? They failed to bond with us. They failed to spend family time with us. They failed to. I said, when has your father ever came to you and said, hey, Get dressed. I'm taking you to lunch. Hey, later on, hey, get ready. I'm taking you out to dinner. As a family, as a father and son, to bond, to understand what's going on in your life. What do you feel about life? What is your goals? They never did those things. My dad, I'm out here paying these bills, fighting demons, battling demons, and all this soldiering for God. I come to my father for advice, ask God for guidance, ask God, you pray, you ask God. Pop, stop the nonsense. I'm asking you. All right? I'm telling you what the situation is. What am I supposed to do? What do you want me to do? What should I do? I'm a kid. I'm literally a teenager, not a grown man. I'm still in 6th grade, 7th grade. Hey, I asked God for God. That was their way of raising you, because they didn't know what to say, and in their minds, that's what they think got them where they were. And I asked my dad one day. I said, Pop, let me ask you a question. Mind you, I'm a young teenager. I said, did you ask God to bless you to be a construction worker? He said, yeah, I certainly did. I said, okay, let me listen. Then in other words, you think small. Because you could have asked God for anything, right? That's not disrespectful, where you could make way more money than what you were doing. Why you didn't do that? Why did you, what? God is judging you based on what? Huh? Your pay rate is based on how God see you? I'm a young teenager, and I'm challenging my dad way of thinking to wake him up, to make him understand. You keep telling me these things, but what you're saying don't make any sense to me. It's fairy tale stuff. I'm sitting here supposed to be looking up to the sky, talking to who, to ask for what? It's not even working for you. My parents divorced. So I watched everything that they taught us. I watched everything unravel to where somehow God makes an exception for you. But when y'all were together and everything was good, no, y'all was the exact opposite. Same thing. The difference with my mom and my dad was my mom later on, as we got older, we were no longer minors. She learned what she should have been doing. And she said that to me. Whereas my father never came around to say it and never understood it. My mom is no longer here. My dad is still here. Okay? And he's physically in a condition that he said he would never be in, because he's one of God's chosen ones. So let me tell y'all something, man. There is people on this earth right now who they're going through things, the simplest things that happen. They don't know how to solve anything. Every time something happened with us as black people, Lord, we know we're not worthy, but Lord, we come to you one more time. This is what we do. And now you see it more and more. You hear it come out of people's mouths. The mindset is, like I said before to you guys, if I can be the biggest scumbag in the world, I can be a rapist, I can be a murderer, I can be a liar, a thief, an arsonist, just a hateful person. But as long as I accept Jesus, I believe in Jesus, then I'm going to go to heaven, which means I can treat you how I want. You're no better than me. You're just a sinner like me. You just come from dust like me. From dust you come, and to dust you shall return, and all that nonsense. And this is what people really believe. This is why racist, hateful people are proud of who they are, because they think, hey, the Bible says you can't enslave another Israelite, but you can take people of the nations and own them and pass them down to the generations of your children and grandchildren. It's instructions in the Bible. God is giving instructions. You know, in the Bible, everything is in red. It's supposed to be God's words, right? Yeah. God is the one giving instructions on how to make slaves. And they use the word slave. They label it on people like it's a damn nationality. Oh, but those people, like, man, we're not going to do that. I don't care what none of you say. I don't care what you believe. I don't care how brainwashed you are. There is no way that it's morally good to own another human being. Your wife won't even let you hit it from the back and role play with her, but your dumb ass, she won't even be your sex slave during sex, and vice versa. But you okay with being somebody's slave? It's one of these things where when I see things happen, I say it's sad, it's disgusting that it even happened, but I don't know what side these people are on. Did he do something to provoke? I don't know. Did he do something to somebody that came back to him and his mom don't know? I don't know. This is how bad things have gotten with black people. You don't know what this person did, where they stand. You just don't know. And people, it don't matter. No, it does matter. Just like how you say it don't matter what we, like us black people being enslaved in the Bible, people in general just being enslaved in the Bible, that it don't matter if God says it's okay, if God ordains it, then we can't say it's wrong because God, right, okay. Yeah, so if I go and fuck your wife tonight and then tell you, hey, God told me to do it, man. He said, you got all that meat hanging in between your legs. You might as well go give it to somebody who ain't getting it good from their husbands, right? And I'm going to tell you, God told me, would you accept that? Okay. So why would you sit up here and tell yourself? Because you ain't telling me nothing except how ignorant you are, and you're a coward. Why would you accept that it's okay? It's moral to own another human being. Remember, a lot of you don't have kids, but you running your mouth. But trust me, one day you will. And for you that do have kids, you better hope that they don't ever come across somebody just like you. Because that'll be that dude smacking and beating your daughter's ass, and you will never know what's happening. You will never know what's happening. But you want to know what? The Bible says be obedient. I remember some guys was talking about how back in the days when a woman was disobedient to her husband, they would take them out in the fields and chop their heads off. And he said they should bring that back because these bitches talk too much and this and that, right? And crazy thing is, they have this revival. They have, when these churches get together and they come together and have 5, 6 different churches. And guess what? I see this dude up there in the pulpit, and I looked at my partner. And I said, "Yo," he's like, "Oh," so we both recognized that's the dude from the park, because it was a barbershop right there. And hey, sitting up just cursing, swearing, and talking about how they need to bring that back, where you could chop a woman's head. Oh yeah, but he's your beloved pastor. He's your beloved pastor. He's the Lamb of God. That's what y'all call him, right? Yeah, and I'm just telling you, man. It's like black people are all over the place. They don't know what they want. They don't know what's real. They fantasize about things. They're like not proud of who they are as black people. They're proud to be niggas though. They're proud of doing something completely dumb. There's too many times where I see a crowd of people, and the black ones in the group are always proud of being ignorant. It's amazing to me how somebody will see you who talk like a complete nerd, but get around you. Yo, what's up, yo? Yo, what up, broski? What up? And you don't realize they're just making fun of you. And they go back to their real crew of people and go, like, it's this guy named Raheem Hakeem Abdul. Yeah, he. Every time I see this guy, I'm like, hey, what up, broski? And like, it's so easy to get those guys. Like, they get so turned on by that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, he acts like I'm his best friend in the world, but like, I mean, I get along with the guy, but like, I would never let that guy talk to me like that. Oh yeah, trust me, they do that. Yeah, they look at you like you're a joke. They're the same people that their little young ass is going to become police officers or something right in the town y'all live in, and they're going to be the same ones pulling your goofy ass over. And they're going to be the same people sitting there talking to their kids when they see you in a restaurant. Hey, how you doing, man? Yeah, good seeing you. Hey, you see that guy that I was just talking to? He was a big idiot back in the day, class clown, bus bozo, just a complete moron. Don't you ever grow up to be like that guy. This is the guy. Remember when I told you the story about the guy that was always, that couldn't pass his classes and was just stupid? Yeah, that's him. Yeah, this is what happened. So you done went from being a clown and a joke of a human being as a kid to a clown and a joke of a human being as an adult. I don't know what to make of this. I mean, it's disgusting, yeah. Regardless to what happened, just the fact that black people decide to live like that. But this is what I'm telling you, man. However it went, this is not a pool tournament. A pool tournament. I know people personally that do pool tournaments professionally. So whatever they had going on down there, he lost his life. I don't know what happened. The story doesn't tell me what happened. But, yeah, this is where we are. I take the time to make these type of videos. I don't need any of you ignorant niggas coming in my comment section trying to, make light, trying to justify a bunch of stupid, ignorant, nonsense. And, this is a waste of time. No, you're a waste of time. Keep that stupid comment to yourself, because at the end of the day, all y'all concerned about is what's going on in some celebrity's life, what type of gossip that's going on, but nothing's important to you. But it is to me. So if it's a problem with me speaking like a grown, mature man, then take your little punk bitch ass off my channel and go jump on one of these other channels with a 65-year-old man. Yo, 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 nigga. Y'all know what it is, my nigga. Know what I'm saying? Yo. You know what I'm saying? About to give yo, I got that real shit for you niggas, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, man, yo, nigga. Shit is real, my nigga. Like, yo. Yeah, go jump on that. Because that's pretty much what your speed is. A bunch of gossip, rumors, and a bunch of silly, meaningless talk. None of that stuff is going to impact your life in a positive way. You just a chatty patty, bitch made dude in this era. TK Kirkland hit the nail right on the head. I said it's funny that I think of something and somebody else to say the same thing. In this era right here, dudes are the new fucking females. So-called men, you're the new females. Because all y'all do is get in y'all feelings and try to shut down what's real. Support negativity. And then you show clearly you don't care about your people. But one thing we know is that you're not a black man. You're not a black woman. You're just a nigga. That's what you are. Sometimes I got to talk strictly to the guys about women. Sometimes I got to talk strictly to the women about guys. Sometimes I got to talk about both. Depends on what I'm feeling. It depends on what's going on. But this is real. Nothing fake about this. Yeah, this is, imagine, I don't think any good parent want to outlive their kids. So this woman then went and watched both her sons get buried. And I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I don't know what caused it. I don't know what they did. I don't know if they was just as guilty as the other, but a guy got him before he can get it. I don't know what happened. If it was just unprovoked, if it was bullying, I don't know what happened, man. But like I said, it's just disgusting that we as black people choose to live like this. And it's like I told you, whether it was both sides or one side, this is what happens when you are just an ignorant nigga. Because this is what it's going to come down to. What happened during a pool tournament that somebody had to lose their life? There's nothing professional about being unprofessional. And when you are a part of things, it's just so disgusting how we live, man. Because unless we got police there to make sure things don't jump off, nope, most of the time we just can't get along, don't know how to act. We see what's going on in the world. We see how many people hate us all around the world. People come to this country and hate us, but yet they don't have to be here, right? They can go back to their country, but they come here judging us. No matter what anybody does to black people, what they say about black people, they show you how they feel. Somehow, it just will not make black people unite. I love my black people. I don't have any love or respect for niggas, though. And that's facts. I'm telling you flat out. I have no respect for niggas. You want to be a nigga, go do it wherever you are. And whatever happens to you, good. That's what you asked for. You got people sitting up here, rich, powerful, rich people, right? They're powerless when it comes to anything outside of being black, like Mike Epps said. Hey, 50 Cent is a racist white man in a black body. And all he do is target his people. Praise Eminem. Go figure. Right? But that's all he does. And that's with any of them. If you look, they have no beef with nobody that's not black. Everybody they got a beef with. Everybody. They're black. And they're trying to monetize channels. They're trying to monetize. They're getting paid off doing interviews and all this type of stuff. They're all over the place. And I told you, and I'm going to close this video on this note. When I told you, yeah, Tekashi 6ix9ine is a rat, but there was a whole lot more rats before him that you just don't know is rats. And pretty much, when you look at what this dude is doing, like I said in the previous video, when 50 Cent pulls up the Crime Stoppers video to show T.I. working with Crime Stoppers, right? So you want to clown a guy for trying to stop crime. Yeah, but T.I. be talking about being a trapper. You be talking, yeah. Okay, right. Same way 50 Cent talking like gangster talk, right? Okay, cool. So you guys against keeping criminals off the street? If the first word come out your mouth is no, but right? First two words you say is no, well, shut up. Because it's either you are okay with kids being molested and raped and women, elderly people getting beat on and robbed, just people in general going, you're okay with it as long as it's not you, right? Because for you to say, yeah, boy, he was working with Crime Stoppers, right? He giving out numbers for people to call the feds. What's any different about 50 Cent doing a documentary on Diddy to try to help give him more time and expose who he? But that's his enemy. Oh, so it's selective with who's a rat and who's not. Ain't no different. And the thing with T.I., which he shouldn't even try to explain this to people, but he did it because it was a part of his deal for his freedom. All right, this is, yeah. And at the end of the day, if you got a problem with keeping criminals off the street, you're a scumbag. Something's wrong with you. And something needs to happen to you or anybody in your family that support your way of thinking. That way, when you're grieving and mourning over their coffin or sitting up there watching them in the hospital or pushing a paraplegic around for the rest of their life because somebody watched it happen, but they ain't no snitch. You're a gangbanger? You're a murderer? Are you out there doing these things? And he a civilian. Oh, so what are you? If you claiming that life, whatever happens to you, you deserve it. It's that simple. But none of y'all ain't got the heart to go after anybody that's not black and try to stick it to them. Nope, let's just try to ruin black careers. All right, let's try to ruin black careers. Let's try to make money off of down on our own people. And then when your career is no longer relevant, what do you have left now? And especially if you end up broke, somehow your money ain't right. Oh, you done got lawsuit on top of lawsuit, things and that. Now what? People supposed to care about what you going through? Well, I don't know this person. I don't know if this mom is a good one. I don't know anything about any of them. Hopefully, she can get through this, keep her mental health intact. Hopefully she's a good person. Hopefully this make her a stronger person. And it's hard. It's hard. But that's the cold reality. You don't have to have your last breath because you're 120 years old and Father Time just tapped you on the shoulder and say, it's time to go. You can be real young, like they were. That's what it is. So we're going to get our boogie on for this video. All right. And that's all I got for you guys. And I'll catch you on the next video.